Today we're going to be doing my
I didn't
April.
like that. Let's start over. Take two.
Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda and this is Chandler, and today we're going to be doing my April wrap-up. I thought I would do something different for this wrap-up, trying to make it more fun. So I'm going to be showing Chandler the covers of the books that I read, and he's going to guess the plots or what those books were about. And then we'll see how close he gets, and then I'll also ask him to guess how many stars I rated it on
How
Goodreads.
close I get to it? Or like even if I was close.
If you...
I feel like
What do you
I have to
mean?
make it very general.
I think you could probably get some of them, maybe.
No.
Let's just get started. We have like 5 books, I think.
Okay.
So I'm going to be showing Chandler the covers of the audiobooks that I listened to, and I'll put them on the screen somewhere, too. So the first book that I read in April was The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna.
The Great Alone.
Oh, wait, shoot. I think you saw the star rating.
I think it's like a 4-star book.
This one doesn't count right away.
Let me take a look at it here.
Okay.
So I think it's about
Take your time. We can cut
a
thinking
girl.
out. Okay.
There's no thinking. A girl who is alone, but she's like traveling while she's alone. Greatly.
Greatly?
I don't know. The Great Alone.
So she's traveling alone greatly.
Yeah, because there's a path through the wilderness on the cover with some mountains. I think it's like traveling.
Yeah.
But she's alone. That's all I got.
Okay.
And I think it's about 4 out of 5 stars because I saw it.
I did. Okay, so I think you're kind of close about some things. It is about a girl.
Damn.
Growing up during the 70s, and her father, who experiences PTSD from the Vietnam War, moves their family out to the Alaskan wilderness to live off the grid. And I would say that the main character, whose name is escaping me, does kind of...
She feels alone.
Probably feels alone because she feels isolated from her father, and even though she has a great bond with her mother, I think that she does feel like she's truly in it alone because her mother doesn't feel the same or views her father the same way. But she does have a love interest, so I don't know how super alone she would be, but something happens with him.
Spoilers.
I know. So
I won't let them know.
The Great Alone was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and I also enjoyed Kristen Hanna's Nightingale, so I knew I was going to like it. I do think the book wrapped up too quickly at the end, so I would have liked to see a couple more chapters, just to give it a more rounded out end. I just think that everything was just tied together really quickly. But otherwise, it was really good. 4 stars. Good job.
Thank you.
The second book I read was The Hating Game by Sally Thorne.
Okay, the name sounds really familiar, but I don't know if that's because I've heard you talk about it a lot.
Well, I did.
Like a movie or something.
I read it with the cousins for our book club. Yeah.
I have no idea. Heard the title or the cover.
Yeah.
Seems like they're like dressed up, you know.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's like business attire or if that's like party attire.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I could see that.
So it's tough to determine. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
This is out of nowhere. Hating game, right? So I'm gonna guess a circle of people who hate each other. That's all I got.
So the book is just about a circle of people hating each other.
Correct.
There's no other indications of what's going on.
Maybe love interest. There's
okay, there we go. I was like, maybe that would.
But that's not the main plot.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Oh, and I would guess.
Oh yeah.
That you gave it. I don't recall if you liked it or didn't like it, so I'm gonna say you didn't like it, and you gave it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. I actually rated it 4 stars on Goodreads. But I actually do think, and we'll get into this, that I would have lowered my rating after our book club discussion. So yeah, I think it would have been 3 out of 5. So there is a lot of hate in this book. There's a hating game, but it is a romance novel.
I was right.
And it's only between 2 people.
Oh.
Not a circle of people. So this book is about 2 characters in like the book publishing world, and they're both executive assistants, and they really hate each other, and they like constantly play these little games, whatever, and then they end up taking it to the next level, essentially.
Makes sense.
Do you know what that means? Taking it to the next level.
But they hate each other, so the next level would just be like friendships.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
A few levels.
They start feeling other feelings for each other other than hate.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there was I enjoyed reading this book because during this pandemic, it's like a downer every day. So this was like a nice light romance chick lit book that was just easy to go through, you know, just not a lot of thinking involved, I guess. So I really enjoyed that aspect. But going into some of the weird things about the book was, and I don't know if this is just like a thing throughout all romance books, is like I know they focus on like appearance a lot, but I heard that the main character was only 5 foot so many times. They're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what her name
She's
was.
really short.
Mary is so tiny and she's so small. I'm like, okay. And then the main character that was the guy was huge. Like like they kept saying how big he is. So it was very like, okay, we got it. And the first time they kiss is just seems a little assaulty to me. So I don't really like enjoy that. But
There's like a movie.
there's a movie coming out.
Ah.
Yes. But who knows when that will be because of the current situation. So the next book that I read was We Have Always Been Here by Samara Habib, a queer Muslim memoir. And I read this for the Girly Book Club. So I think it's kind
isn't
of...
it a memoir? So I can't really guess.
Yeah.
It's about her life.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, how many stars do you think I rated it?
5.
I rated it 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
You've rated every book 4.
Yeah. Sometimes
I'm just gonna start guessing 4.
sometimes I just can't commit to that last star. I don't know why. I really did enjoy this memoir, and I felt it was very eye-opening. I don't think we have a lot of representation in literature for queer Muslims, at least that I guess I'm aware of. And, you know, obviously give me some recommendations below. So I would love that. And I just thought it was a really good, heart-wrenching story of how she came to find her identity and how she had to tell her parents. And then her journey of just being an immigrant was also really heart-wrenching. Coming from Pakistan and moving to Canada and just starting a whole new life in a whole new world just also is very eye-opening too. So really enjoyed that, and I'm just really glad that the Girly Book Club gives us these cool, interesting books to read.
Me too.
Wouldn't you say?
I'm so glad.
Awesome. The next one's gonna be pretty obvious. The next book I read was Sally Ride, America's First Woman in Space by Lynn Shear.
I think it's about Sally, Mrs. Ride, or Miss Ride.
Yeah.
And her journey to becoming the first woman in space.
What?
Like her life, maybe.
It is.
And
Hit it on the head.
I'm going to say that you gave it 4 out of 5 stars.
I actually gave it 5.
Oh my God. I thought you just couldn't do it.
I really, really, really liked this biography of Sally Ride. It was really enjoyable. I thought that Lynn Shear did a really great job, and she was friends with Sally Ride in real life. And she was friends with Sally Ride's partner. So that was just a really cool aspect to it. And I also have a whole book review on that book because I read it for the 2020 Reading Women Challenge. So I'll link that below. Check it out if you'd like. Oh, so the next one is, we have it right in front of us.
Is this the last one?
No, we have 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're breezing through. The next one was The Scent Keeper by Erica Bauermeister. What did you say that last
I have
name?
no idea. You did a good job.
I don't know if you need to examine that.
All right. So I've had a little bit of time because this book has been sitting right here. So my guess.
Okay.
And this one, if I get this one right. Okay. So it's about a girl. Don't agree or disagree.
Okay. Also, I just want to preface that when I did my TBR for April, I did not read the inside cover because this was Reese's book club pick. So I just checked it out, not knowing what it was about. And so I had a really hard time figuring it out, and I had to like start and stop doing the video.
Oh, I have no idea what it's about. So The Scent Keeper. So I think it's about a girl who, what is it when you can't smell?
You're losing your
No,
sense of smell?
Yeah. But like you're deaf, you're something.
Oh.
Is that something? Like there's a term
I don't
for
know.
it when you can't smell?
I don't know.
Okay. She doesn't have her sense of smell, but it's a journey of her getting things that have distinct smells, and she keeps them.
But she can't smell them?
Nope. But one day she hopes to be able to smell all of these lovely things.
That would have been a really good book.
Oh, really? I thought that would be a terrible book, but
I think that'd be interesting.
And I would rate it a solid Amanda 4 out of 5 stars.
I rated this one 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy this one. I actually almost...
I don't think I've gotten one right on that yet.
It's okay. My star ratings are like literally all over all the time.
It's true.
Okay, I will say you did kind of, because the hating game, you guessed what I lowered my star rating.
Yeah.
The Sunkeeper was, like I said, Reese Witherspoon's book club pick for whatever March.
There's a thing in the way.
For March.
That's my face.
How do I even begin to explain this book? It's like, it's about a girl and her dad, and they live on an island, and they have a machine that captures scents, and he essentially keeps all these scents in bottles, and one day, like, I don't exactly know what happens, but he starts going crazy. Like, the machine breaks, she, like, throws all their scents away, and then, like, her dad is, like, gone. She finds her way back to, like, normal civilization because they lived on this, like, far-off island, and she has to go back to school, and she eventually, like, goes on this, like, journey after... I don't want to give too much away, because some of the stuff happens after, but, like, this is too, like, magical and too much, like, fantasy, I guess, for me. I'm not into that. The first, like, half of the book is, like, when she's 12, so it read, like, very much like a YA book, and I don't really enjoy YA. And at the end, I just felt like it was just... I don't know. There wasn't a lot of heartwarming parts. It was just, like, kind of cold and didn't really... I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. Maybe the 3 is too high, honestly, but... It was a very weird book. I almost just stopped reading it, but DNF it. Yeah.
That's a racing term.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think if you don't finish the race. I don't know if that's where it came from, but that's where I know it from.
Huh. Cool. All right. So last book was The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris.
Well, I'm going to guess that it's about maybe even a true story about someone who did tattoos for people, maybe even prisoners, at Auschwitz.
Mm-hmm.
And the stories that entails. I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that you rated it 5 out of 5.
Okay. So I rated it 4.
Of course.
So The Tattooist of Auschwitz is about the tattooist of Auschwitz. So the main character, Lale. And I also listened to this on audiobooks, which I'm actually really grateful for because they pronounced all the names correctly. So he is a Slovakian Jew who is taken to Birkenau, which is like the working camp that was next to Auschwitz. And so obviously he still goes through a terrible time, but he has like the luck of becoming the tattooist of Auschwitz. So he is the one who gives all the prisoners the number tattoo when they come in. And this actually leads him to, like, you know, special privileges. He is able to move more freely throughout the camp. He builds a rapport with a guard. Obviously, he still is, like, much at stake, but he also falls in love with a girl, and it's about their love story as well, going on in the background. I thought this book was good. Obviously, it's my favorite genre, historical fiction. I just didn't know...
Not 5 out of 5 good, though.
I don't know if it was just kind of... it was very, like, okay... Here we are, now it's this, and then this happened, and this happened. I wish there would have been more, like, maybe, I felt like it was a very short book. I felt like some of the things could have been more elaborated upon. I did think it was interesting that it's based off of a true story, and that these two people, the two love interests, actually they met in this camp the exact same way, and that's how they fell in love. So that was really cool. But yeah, I think just a little bit more extra detail and pizzazz, maybe, or
maybe
emotion.
A movie.
It would be a really good, heart-wrenching movie. I would
Spoilers.
cry. Well, I mean, would you not cry? You saw a movie about Auschwitz?
I don't know. Probably. Maybe if it had, like,
tough.
a light, underhearted undertone.
I don't know how light you get the story at Auschwitz, but...
I mean, you don't dive too deep.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, okay. You did solid. You did okay.
I think I got them all right.
Yeah.
Except... for your ratings.
Yeah. I think you got some aspect of each book guessing the plot.
That just means that they have good titles.
Yeah.
Or 3 of them were just about the person's. So.
I did read 2 nonfiction books that pretty much tell you what the book is about in the title. Do you think the title or the cover art was more helpful?
The title.
Yeah, I think that would be more helpful. If any, what book out of the 5 that we talked about would you actually think about reading?
None of them.
You
But
have to pick one. If you had to pick one, which one would you read? Oh my god.
I guess the Tattooist one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd pick that one.
None of the other ones have any interest for me. Oh, maybe the Lady in Space one.
Yeah, Sally Ride. I think you would
Yeah.
like that one because you like space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. That would be cool. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this April wrap up. And if you did, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time.